This One's Wife. Harry's Secret Letter. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Well, the spare strikes again, doesn't he? Cloaked in the veneer of heartfelt remembrance, the Prince of Pink Pancakes, that perpetual wanderer in the wilderness of self-imposed exile, has once more thrust himself into the spotlight, with what the tabloids are breathlessly calling a secret tribute to his late grandfather, Prince Philip. Let's peel back the layers and look through the fog of feigned sincerity, like a hawk spotting a quivering mouse in the underbrush. This is not merely a kind act, a quiet nod to familial legacy amidst the solemnity of VJ Day's 80th anniversary. No, it's a gambit from the House of Sussex, a manoeuvre in the ongoing chess game of royal rehabilitation, orchestrated by none other than the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, those tireless purveyors of victimhood and virtue signalling. Let us begin by examining the facts as presented by the Daily Mail. On the 15th of August, VJ Day itself, Harry pens a letter, ostensibly private, addressed to the Forgotten Army, those valiant souls who fought in the Far East during World War II. He invokes his grandfather's service in the Pacific, painting Philip as a humble hero who spoke little of his exploits but respected his comrades deeply. Harry waxes poetic about shared hardships, bonds forged and legacies left. He speaks of humility, pride and profound gratitude, signing off with that oh-so-regal flourish, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. Accompanying this missive is a wreath. Presumably it didn't have the calling card of the company, provided by this one's wife, as she did at the funeral of Prince Philip those years ago, but it was laid at the Burma Star Memorial in Staffordshire's National Memorial Arboretum, not by Harry himself. No, he's safely ensconced in his Monte Shitshow fortress, but by a friend dispatched after King Charles III and Queen Camilla had departed the official commemorations. The timing, we're told, was deliberate to avoid distracting from the royal proceedings. How considerate, how discreet. Or is it? The very notion of this being a secret act crumbles under scrutiny. Secrets, valuable viewers, don't find their way into the pages of the Daily Mail, complete with verbatim excerpts from the letter, photographs of the wreath-laying and contextual details that scream of insider leak. GB News reports it, the Mail amplifies it, and suddenly the world is abuzz with Harry's quiet nobility. Who, pray tell, informed the press? A random passer-by stumbling upon the letter? Unlikely. No. This reeks of orchestration, a deliberate drip feed of information designed to garner sympathy and admiration. Harry, or more precisely, the machinery behind him, led by the ever-ambition this one's wife, has mastered the art of the accidental revelation. It's the same playbook we've seen before. The Oprah interview that shocked the world, the Netflix docuseries that exposed palace intrigues, the memoir Spare that set the record straight. Each time they protest their desire for privacy, while courting publicity with the fervour of a moth to a flame. Harry, that malleable fool ensnared in the web of the narcissist, has long since surrendered his autonomy to this one's wife's grand design. She, eternally aggrieved, manipulative, views the royal family not as kin, but as a resource to be exploited, a stage upon which to perform her one-woman show of empowerment and enlightenment. Their departure from royal duties in 2020 was framed as a quest for independence. But independence from what? From accountability, from tradition, from anything that doesn't centre on their narrative. Yet here we are, 5 years on, and the cracks in the facade continue to widen. Archwell's ventures falter, public interest wanes, and the once gushing media tide turns sceptical. What's a narcissist to do when the control is being threatened and the fuel threatens to dwindle? Engineer a comeback, of course. And what better vehicle than a kind act that's designed to tug at the heartstrings, invoke wartime heroism, and subtly reminds the world and the palace of Harry's royal bloodline. In other words, once again, the cynical behaviour of this one's wife and Harry in utilising the sacrifice of veterans for the purposes of their attempt to rehabilitate their image with the world and the royal family. Once again, rather than do it quietly and nobly, this pair have demonstrated their absolute contempt for the sanctity of the memory of those that died in the defence of their country and others. Consider the letter's content. Harry doesn't merely honour the veterans, he inserts himself into the narrative. For me, this anniversary carries an added layer of meaning. Ah, yes. The focus shifts seamlessly from the forgotten army to his personal connection via Philip, and by extension to his own freedom owed to their sacrifices. It's a classic move, the Sussexes appropriating other people's valour to boost and bolster their own image. Harry speaks of shared hardships, as if his cosseted life in California bears any resemblance to the jungles of Burma. And the nod to reconciliation. Even the fiercest of foes can in time become valued partners in peace. Is this not a veiled plea to his estranged family? Charles, William, the institution itself, foes turned partners, if only they'd forgive and forget. But forgiveness in the world of this one's wife is a one-way street, and so it has become in the world of Harry as well. They demand it while offering none. VJ Day 2025 falls amid a backdrop of royal resilience. King Charles, battling cancer yet steadfast in duty, leads the commemorations with Camilla at his side. Prime Minister Starmer attends, the red arrows soar overhead. It's a tableau of continuity and national pride. Harry's intervention arrives post-event, ensuring it doesn't overshadow, but instead, it actually, although it may look that way, it does. Look, it whispers, I'm still part of this. I remember Grandpa too. But why not attend in person? Security concerns, they claim. Yet Harry jets around the globe for polo matches and pseudo-royal tours in Colombia and Nigeria. No, the absence as usual is strategic. It maintains the victim status. They won't protect me! While the secret tribute generates positive press without the risk of awkward encounters. And who benefits the most? This one's wife and Harry. Though she's absent from the letter, her influence permeates. The act aligns with their supposed brand, compassionate, reflective, globally minded. It's a soft power play, contrasting with the stuffy Windsors. Recall her own forays into veteran causes, visit to Invictus Games, or the This One's Wife Games, letter to Congress on paid leave, always framed as advocacy, never self-promotion. Yet self-promotion it is, fueling her as the narcissist, the admiration from fans, envy from detractors, control over the narrative. Harry's letter echoes this. It's not just remembrance, it's a statement of identity. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. Titles retained despite the Megxit rhetoric of shedding royal trappings. They cling to the prestige while decrying its burdens, a hallmark of entitlement. Is there any kindness here? Perhaps a flicker, buried under the layers of self-interest. Harry did admire Philip. Their bond, forged in barbecues and banter, is well documented. The Duke of Edinburgh's wartime exploits, rescuing airmen, witnessing Japan's surrender, were genuine understated heroism that Harry, a veteran himself, should respect. Yet even this is tainted. Post Philip's death in 2021, Harry's eulogy was laced with self-reference. He was my grandpa, cheeky right to the end. Now, 4 years later, invoking him feels opportunistic, especially as reconciliation rumours swirl. Reports of Harry and the much-vaunted olive branches, birthday calls to Charles, whispers of Invictus invitations suggest a pattern. Tentative steps to the return. Always, though, with the media amplification to pressure the family. I see the end game. Reintegration on their terms. Partial duties, perhaps security funded, titles intact for Archie and Lilibet. This one's wife envisaged a hybrid, royal cachet without the constraints, allowing her to monetize the brand via books, podcasts and lifestyle empires. But the palace is wiser now. Eviction from Frogmore Cottage, strict patronages, these are boundaries Harry chafes against. This tribute? A breach attempt, using Philip's memory as a battering ram. See? I'm honouring tradition. Let me back in. The press leak seals the cynicism. If truly secret, why publicise? Because exposure maximises the pressure to try and get the benefit of leverage for the Sussexes. Positive headlines recharge the depleted reservoir for this one's wife and her fuel. Harry's touching tribute drowns out Sussex's falling foundation. It divides public opinion. Supporters coo, critics scoff, ensuring engagement. Extending this to this one's wife, her absence from such gestures is telling. While Harry plays the sentimental card, she orchestrates from afar as the controlling puppeteer of Harry, perhaps scripting the letter itself. Their partnership is symbiotic. He provides the royal authenticity, she the attempt at glamour. Together, they weaponize kindness, turning tributes into Trojan horses. This simple, kind act of the secret letter is anything but. It's a further salvo in the Sussex's campaign for royal redemption, cynically engineered to exploit sentiment, alert the press and pry open doors long since bolted. Harry and this one's wife, those eternal adolescents in the world of adult responsibilities, mistake manipulation for maturity. The royal family, battle-hardened, should and likely will see through it. Nevertheless, once again, this one's wife is leveraging appearance and association. She is seeking to ensure that she is involved in the reconciliation, for this is what is required. This tribute is no olive branch. It's a poisoned chalice dressed in sentiment. The Sussexes' motives, once again, pure self-interest, veiled as virtue. Beware the narcissist, for their gifts of kindness always come with a cost. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.